Here's a quick note from one of our sponsors, and then we'll get into today's awesome episode. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, let me give you a rundown. Basically, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Here's how it works.
Anchor lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today.
Then you can distribute your podcasts on those popular listening platforms, including Spotify, with a single tap. Anchor is also the only place you can publish video podcasts to Spotify.
With Anchor, creators can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, Anchor is totally free.
Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome to Etta Arlene's Spiritcast. If you're new to this podcast, we talk about all things related to mindfulness, magic, astrology, tarot, Reiki, meditation, anything in that realm. Today's episode, we are talking about astrology. But this episode is not going to be like, what is my sun, moon, and rising sign? Today we're talking about karmic astrology, past life astrology, and some other weird things that you can find in your astrological chart. Now, this all came about because I love astrology, and it's one of those things where I didn't realize I liked astrology until I realized, like, oh my goodness, I really like astrology. But in particular, I'm really drawn to, like, there's, like, a spiritual, I don't know, I mean, it's all spiritual, but it's, like, there's a side to astrology that's more than... You're a Virgo, so you're nitpicky and you're a bitch, you know?
It goes deeper than just the traditional keywords.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about, oh, it goes deeper because you have all these signs. I'm saying that it can tell you things about your past life. It can tell you things that you didn't finish, that you brought over here, you know, stuff like that. So one day, let's do a quick story. This one night... Arlene and I were at my house, and we were boozing, because it was, you know...
Hitting the cells.
What do they call basics?
Yeah, drinking some basic seltzers.
So, yeah, we were, like, drinking those, and then I was like, let's pull up our karmic report and our goddess report on Astro Cafe. So I'll link those down below so you guys can look them up. But basically, they're like $5, and they have a ton of them.
The price point is accurate for you to make it rain. Yeah. That's exactly what we did.
Yeah, we just started buying all these reports. It wasn't isolated to those two, but those were the two that I had like a lot of fun reading. But the karmic report is basically like, I think it was like 40 pages, and it just tells you about your past lives and the past karma you carried in. It is riveting, and it's so cool because, like, it's a book about you, and we all are a little bit, you know, narcissistic. Why not read a book about you? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then the second one deals with the asteroids. Now, we will probably do an asteroid an astrology
episode
chat, yeah, because it's too much, but the asteroids can tell you things about yourself, and then you can actually go in and look up specific asteroids and, you know, learn various things and so on. But the goddess report talks about the asteroids that are named after goddesses and that energy that influences us. So, you know, like Hera and Hecate and all them, you know, the gang. But that was also equally as juicy. Very juicy.
Yeah, it's awesome. Go check them out.
Yeah. But before we get into today's episode, do you want to tell them where they can find us at?
So you can follow us over on Twitter at edpro_pgh. We tweet a lot. You can follow us over on Instagram, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and YouTube at Etta Arlene. We post Reiki Fused videos to YouTube almost every single day, so like and subscribe. You can also go to our website, ettarlene.com, and sign up for our email list to get a free Reiki session every single month. Yeah.
So, that's it?
Is that it?
I zoned out.
Sorry.
I
believe that's it. It's all linked down below, so go give us a follow. And hit us up.
So let's play the ad and get into it.
All right. Okay, guys, this is an ad. We believe in supporting small business, and today we're talking about the small business called Garage Cats.
They make 100% organic, handmade lip balm using hemp and cocoa butter. It smells amazing. It lasts for a very long time. They use eco-friendly paper tubes. They're pretty much awesome. If you are interested in supporting this business, you can find the link below or go to garagecats.etsy.com. We just want to take a quick moment to invite everyone listening to check out our shop at ettaarlene.com. If you like what we do, it is one of the easiest ways to support us. Plus, you will get our awesome handcrafted 100% vegan soy candles, our prints, books, oracle cards, and book a Reiki session. All of this can be found at ettaarlene.com and linked in the show notes. Alright, so we are back. And so like I said, today we're just gonna talk about random astrology things that I think are really cool. There's really no like, it's like a general direction, but I feel like there's no like consistent. It's just gonna be like, oh yeah, here's your south node, your north node, your moon. But anyways, so there's karmic astrology, esoteric astrology. Now, this is going to be astrology that tells you more of, like, yourself on a soul level and, like, your soul, astrology, energy. And I have a couple books on my list I'm probably going to crack into, so I'll link those down below. It's like I said before in the intro, it's less about, oh, you're an Aries. You're crazy. You people are insane. Derek, he's like,
he's like, shut up.
I have a lot of Aries that I love, so.
I feel like there are particular signs in the zodiac that
get a bad rap.
They get a bad rap for a reason. Some do.
I think every sign does.
Every sign kind of, but like Cancers, water signs are crybabies, and fire signs are not all fire signs.
Let's see.
Aries are nuts.
Okay, let's go through. All right.
Geminis are a heck no. Run.
We'll do each one. Okay,
wait. This is strictly off my personal opinion.
Fire signs. I think Leo is going to be drama queen.
Charismatic. That's all fire signs.
All fire signs have that. But yeah, anyway, they are going to be, they are the stars of the show. Probably a little bit annoying, but lots of fun. Mm-hmm. Then Sag is going to be another high temper. I get high temper from them. Mm-hmm. I feel like out of the 3 fire, they're probably more grounded.
Yeah.
But they can definitely pop off. I always get about their business. Mm-hmm. And then Aries are like, they are like, I saw this on a meme, they are Cancers on fire. They are
they're emotional and you don't realize it.
Yeah. But they explode. But they're really good at getting shit, like, started and, like, being hype man. And they're a lot of fun. Like, if you go out, they're going to be the people that, like, really cause a ruckus.
Also charismatic. Yeah. People are drawn to them.
Very drawn to them.
That's, like, every fire sign, though.
And then the air signs, I would say Libras are supposed to be artistic. Attractive. Stylish. They can be they like to be in the like, have balance, but they can also, like, ghost people like crazy.
You telling me?
Aquarius. Don't be talking about my Libra. We're going to get into, you'll see. I'll tell you in a minute about that. Leave me alone. But the Gemini you get two-faced sometimes, but they're really good at talking, and you really can connect with a Gemini. I feel like they know the right things to say.
They do, but they also are extremely elusive.
They'll ghost you.
They will ghost you in a heartbeat and then hit you up a week later like, hey, what's up? I'm taking from personal experience. I'm sorry if you listen to this, but your communication skills are shitty.
Cancers are always a sucker, though, for these air signs.
I'm a sucker for a fucking air sign, and I'm a sucker for a fire sign. I'm a sucker for a fucking fire sign.
You need to find yourself a solid Taurus. I'm telling you.
I know. I don't think I've ever dated a earth sign, sun sign person. Yeah, I've only dated fire signs and air signs.
The thing with that, the people that are around you, like notice the signs that are around you, and like I always date such and such, this type of sign. I was reading that there is something, your interactions with the various zodiac signs often can help you heal and tell you things that you need to like learn about yourself. So you being attracted to fire signs might indicate that you need to be more confident and more like go-getter, like embody those traits. And then the thing with the Gemini, when you were talking about how you always date these like air signs, it could mean that you have to like put yourself out there. You know, we're saying this on a podcast where we're putting ourselves out there, but you know what I'm talking about. You know yourself. But to be more like social and like kind of embody some of those
I also think that the air signs are trying to teach me to be a little easy breezy too.
Yeah, balance.
You
know, Aquarius.
But definitely fire sign, because my chart is mostly fire, and that ties in with my North Node, right?
I feel
like my mission in life, this life, is to be independent and a boss bitch, which I already am.
What is it? You're the opposite of Cancer.
It's a Capricorn.
Capricorn, so Earth energy.
It's Earth energy, but I feel like all my fire in my chart's trying to support that independence that Capricorn's trying to lock in.
Yeah, stability with yourself.
So that's why I think I'm attracted to the fire signs. But Leos are compatible with Cancers. Yeah, that's why I always end up dating Leos.
Well, the other thing too is you have to also consider you have other things in your astrological chart that can be capable.
I know.
Anyways, let's get on to...
We fucking skipped over all the water signs and the rest of the air, but it's cool, guys. You know who you are. You know what you're about. We don't need to explain it. Google it.
You guys are awesome. we know nothing defines you but you. But
yeah, that's what you said. There's more than just your sun sign that defines you.
There's more than all of it.
I know.
I mean, so back into our past future astrology. I call it past future. So the reason why we're going to say past future is because there's little hints into things from your past life, trajectories for your future life. For example, if your moon sign, according to some people who like astrology, tells you your past life rising sign. So whatever your moon sign is what your rising sign was in a past life. Then your rising sign in this life tells you what your sun sign was in a past life. And then your sun sign tells you what your future rising sign will be. And the reason why is that you are... So if your sun sign is... We'll use me for example. I don't know if I'm a good example because I'm Virgo, Libra. But my rising sign is Libra. And people often think I'm a Libra because, you know, that's how it comes off. Your rising sign, you usually look like that.
Yeah, fire sign.
But it's because you were your sun sign was my sun sign was a Libra in a past life, according to this school of thought. So if you're like, oh, I don't believe that, because some people think their other signs are more important than the rising or the sun. Yeah, like there's a lot of people have their own opinions, but we're talking about this one in particular. So the reason why they're saying that my rising sign or our rising sign was our sun sign is because in that past life, we learned all those lessons in that sun sign and we embody it. We just naturally have that, so we can come off as said rising sign. So in my past life, according to this line of astrology or line of thinking, I was a Libra. So in this life, I carry that Libra energy on the outside, but my sun sign is Virgo. So then in my next life, because I'm a Virgo in this life, I'm going to come off as a Virgo, but I don't know what my sun sign will be. It doesn't tell you what your sun sign will be. I didn't delve that deep into this one. But this is with your three main. Probably can change, who knows, depending on like what you do with your karma. But that being said, you can also tell what your unfinished business is from your past life. And that's going to be in the planets that you have retrograde in your chart. So that's going to mean that that's like unfinished business. I believe everything happens for a purpose. So that is going to help you probably in this life. And that can also indicate things you need to heal. But you have other things in your chart that can tell you things you need to heal. Like obviously your Lilith and Chiron. And I've also been reading about Hades, Pluto's or Pluto Hades. I forget which way it goes. Not everybody has that, but it's like a thing. It's pretty cool, and you guys can look it up. There's a whole book about it. I can link that down below too. But anyways, most people, but not all people, have at least like 2 planets that are retrograde. You can actually have more than that. Hopefully you don't have too many, because I don't know what you were doing in that past life. But that's going to tell you a little bit about that karma. I have 2. And now your moon sign is going to tell you emotional karma that you've been carrying for many lives. And your ascendant is going to tell you talents that you mastered in your past life. So that goes back to the whole moon, rising, and sun, how like your moon sign's your past life, rising, and then your, so on and so on. But your moon sign can tell you a lot about like your past life stuff and your karma and things like that. The biggest one that I think is like the coolest is going to be your south node, your north node, which I've talked about all the time because I love it. I love it. I think because I resonate with it a lot. And then you can start combining that, and you can start seeing where you left off. And the cool thing about it is that it's going to resonate because you know it inside of you. Like, you already know what your drives are, what you want. And when people are like, I don't know though. You don't know because somebody's telling you or made you feel that what you really want, you shouldn't want. And then you're like, no one's telling me that. Something is in there, some energetic block, whether it's you or it's society or it's a friend or a family, that's making you think that that thing inside of you you're incapable of doing or having. And it might feel hard, but that's what you're here to do. So the stuff that feels easy is the stuff that you've already kind of done and know. You're like your default. So I guess I should talk about the south node and north node. So your south node is like, basically it's based off of the year. So the idea is that you chose the year you were born because that was the karmic stuff you needed to work on. Like that's where you were going. So theoretically, there could possibly be a way to get an idea, maybe, this is a stretch, of when the years you might incarnate. But you have to assume that you had unfinished business for that north node. You didn't get your north node. So your south node is all of the energy that you've mastered, this like energy you've mastered in your past life. And then it can even tell you kind of what occupation you had in a past life. And then that is going to be your default. When you get stressed, upset, that's usually we operate in that south node energy until, we're about 30. And you ever notice how people in their like mid-20s, early 30s seem like they have like a life crisis? They switch careers, they question everything, they get divorces, they do all kinds of stuff like that. And that's because if they're living in their south node, which is going to be our default when we're born, if we don't transition into the north node energy, our lives become more challenging and they become less fulfilled. And then if we never transition into the north node energy, we're miserable, like super miserable. But it's a challenge to transition into that if you have resistance against it. And you might naturally have a resistance based off of which transitions you're making, if you're open to it. And then your other astrological signs in your chart can help support that energy or add a little more challenge to it. Like my south node is in Virgo, but my sun sign and my moon sign are both Virgos. So I might have decided that I wanted to do that to really force myself to evolve. Which is exactly something you would do.
1,000%. Make this incarnation as fast and efficient as possible. My default is to fall into the pampered princess life.
So her south node is in Cancer. So if your south node is in Cancer, it's going to be a past life energy around like the family, around honor, around protecting, like a matriarchy or matriarchal like setting of a home, like the head of a house, patriarch, depending on who you are. It also indicates that you were probably very much taken care of, probably used to like luxury, and probably dependent on other people. So those are the toxic traits for Cancer can start to be those types of energies where you're like, feel like you can't do things on your own. Codependency, stuff like that. if you don't move into that, the Capricorn.
We have Reiki for that.
Yes, we do have Reiki for codependency. Now, so her...
I feel like you're trying to get my ADHD ass in order. Like, on topic.
We gotta stay on topic. Her energy, she's moving into, I always joke, bad bitch energy. And that is that she's supposed to find... So this is the thing, you can have all the stuff that your South Node energy has. Like you don't relinquish those parts of yourself. They're just inherently a part of you. So this doesn't mean that she's not going to be her pampered princess. It doesn't mean that she's not going to have family first or any of those Cancer traits that are like really awesome. It just means that her route to that is also going to include the Capricorn energy, which is finding grounding and also the independence and being able to create that life that she wants.
For myself.
For herself.
Which I am.
So it doesn't, but you do this stuff naturally. Like I'm not saying that you're going to like have to figure out what it is and go in your chart and figure it out and try to find you naturally gravitate towards the North Node. But when the challenges arise towards it, because it is the opposite of your South Node sign, you can default and start paying. So, and then if your life gets stressful, you can start defaulting into the South Node. But if you stay in that, it gets very toxic. You start exhibiting the toxic traits of that. And then if you stay in that South Node forever, like until, the end, that's why you see those miserable people who are like, why are they so grumpy? Why are they so... I mean, sure, there's other factors, but not moving into your higher purpose, your South Node, your soul mission, or North Node, your soul mission, it can cause a lot of, like, emotional issues.
See, like, I feel like you said, we automatically will default into that.
Yeah.
So there really isn't anything you have to do.
No, you have to be true to yourself.
You have to be true to yourself. And I feel like you will glitch out. And then eventually, like things will keep piling until you're forced to embrace that energy.
Yeah, because what will happen is there will be resistance.
Fully, yeah.
If you try to operate in your South Node, you'll have resistance. It will be hard.
To always follow the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Just follow the path of least resistance. That's it.
Yeah, so like once you embody North Node energy, things will just start to flow. And you'll be like, oh my gosh. So another example, so we talked about Arlene's South Node, her North Node. So once, for example, we'll talk about her, then we'll talk about and then you guys
talk about me.
You guys. So her, as you guys know, over the pandemic,
we chronicled Arlene's breakdown.
She had if you listen to past episodes, you guys will get caught up if you're new to this. You want the drama.
I feel like I kept everybody in on every single fucking detail too.
Yeah.
Like, listening back to the episodes, like you could clearly everything.
You can clearly tell. So basically, so her life, she was set up to be literally in the Cancer energy. She was looking to buy a home with an individual. She was prepping for that, typical, like, follow, get married, have kids.
The American dream.
The quote American dream. But it was with somebody that, it would be, to have done it would have been just to fulfill that energy. And it was easy on the outside, because it was that South Node energy, the South Node, the Cancer. It seemed easy. It seemed like the path, but there was a resistance there. And then, as we said, it was chronicled over the pandemic. She blew it all up and started actually embodying the North Node energy. And now, I mean, sure, like everybody, healing is healing, and you're still gonna like have to work through things and stuff like that, but the timing of it matches when it usually happens for people. And now the energy has opened up and things are moving a little bit differently with the business. Like, I don't know, just things seem better. And it's because of going into that path of least resistance. Now, I personally think that I've been working on mine for lifetimes. Like, I don't think this is the I don't think this is the first time I've been like
Well, I think that's why you chose the triple Virgo.
Or somebody did.
Or somebody did.
Like, the universe was like, look.
Your higher self chose these character design for a reason.
But I'm going, so Virgo is going to be like, I could have been a doctor or something, a job that was of service that required me to be very grounded in this plane. And it also would have suppressed some of the more creative, not to say that I wasn't a creative individual, but it wasn't the time for that. Like, the priority was being of service. And and I had to be very, like, nitpicky, analytical, all that stuff. And my natural default is to outline everything, be, like, make my to-do list, all that stuff. But if I were to go the traditional route, which I tried when it comes to career in particular, and what I study, all of that, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, I job hopped like crazy. I was miserable, had mental breakdowns, all that stuff. But the moment I decided to embrace the opposite, which is Pisces, which is going to be, soul, spiritual, like, exploration. It's going to be art, magic, stuff like that. I'm a lot more happy. And so my goal is to focus on, like, creativity. It's to work, like, learn magic, learn spirituality, all that Pisces energy and intuition. And it doesn't mean that I have to relinquish all of the Virgo stuff I like that feels comfortable. It just means my focus shouldn't be the old. Mm-hmm. Just like her focus shouldn't be the old. Doesn't mean that she's not going to have, like I said, her husband and her house and da-da-da-da, and, like, her, whatever it is that she wants in that
But it'll be
realm,
on my terms,
it's gonna be
and not on what society wants for me.
Exactly. And
that's me embodying that bad bitch Capricorn energy.
And then mine is going to be being a magical
high priestess.
Yeah. And not allowing, like, societal pressures that once might have worked for me control me now. And so basically, if you guys are listening, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be that insight that you want to go for, the direction you want to be in, and then it's going to feel the easiest once you take the lead.
Here's a journal prompt. Like, just sit down for a minute and, like, think about what makes me happy to my core. Mm-hmm. And just write down anything that comes to your mind. Like,
or how you visualize yourself.
Or how you visualize yourself.
The best version.
Like, that's a good one, too. Like, for me, one of the worst problems was understanding that I could choose again. Mm-hmm. I can blow everything up and everything will be fine. But trying to figure out what's going to make me happy to my core. Like, it's simple things. Simple. Like, music. Anything. Like, we discount those little tiny things that make us who we are and make us happy. So just, like, take a minute and think about, like, what's going to make you happy. Do you like to draw? Do you like to read books? Do you like to play video games? Like, that's all good for your vibration. And then after that, visualize like you said, visualize your highest self, your highest version of your life. Write it down in detail.
Yeah, but the caveat is this highest version of yourself can't be what you think
other people want for you.
Yeah, like, do you want a huge house when in reality you want a tiny house, or vice versa? Like, or do you want, like, little things like that? Like, is the best version of yourself a medical practitioner, like a doctor or something? Is that because you really want to help people in that realm? Or is it because your mom will be happy if you're a doctor, but in reality you want to sit and write, like, novels? Yeah. So we're talking about, like, what you really, like, fantasize, like, dream, like, what would be the most fun? Like, if your life was super fun.
Yeah, if you look at anything you want with your time.
Yeah.
What decisions would you make?
And don't think about money.
Don't think about any of that. Nothing.
So that's an indication of, like, the North Node energy. Here's another one. Mm-hmm. When you were a little kid, mm-hmm. like, what did you want to be? Like, before you went through the system.
The indoctrination. Yeah, before the education system came into place.
Before money came into place, too.
Anything. Yeah. Like, what did you dream about? What was your dream?
Like, what did you want
to be?
What
was it? It doesn't matter how crazy you think it is.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be an astronaut, okay, well, maybe you're meant to be studying the stars. Maybe you might have an interest in astronomy, and that's something you could look into. Or, like, if you wanted to just be a doctor, I don't know.
Like, things that you wanted to be without the influence of something
like me,
else.
I loved food. I still love food.
Okay.
But
Where's this going? How's this
I don't
going?
care. It's gonna circle back. Okay. But I'm saying, like, I love food. There was a moment where I wanted to go to school to be a culinary, like, pastry chef that I really, tossed that idea around for a while. But then I was like, well, I don't want to, it's not something I can do for a career at the time. But now I'm like, okay, well, I can bake now. Let's see what happens.
What is this?
Okay, just delete that off.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe that's like you want to be an independent woman baking cookies.
Well, I think it's, I don't know where I'm going with it. I think I want to be a business owner, and I already am a business owner. Eventually, you might see a Arlene bakery popping up in the Pittsburgh area. Maybe Detroit. Maybe in Detroit. Maybe Ohio. I don't know.
Okay.
You can delete that all. I was just saying, like, when you're a kid, like, just think about dreaming. So maybe I don't want to be a pastry chef, but baking will bring me joy, so I should be baking. Okay.
That has nothing to do with your...
I don't care. I lost full track of what we were fucking talking about.
You know what? Anyways. Okay, so your South Node is your energy signature you've mastered. It can get very toxic if you stay in that. And then it can reveal, like, the style of life you may have liked or loved or been a part of in other lifetimes. Could be many lifetimes. And then obviously your North Node is where you're going. But the thing about past lives and with astrology and everything like that is that we're talking about many past lives that you might have lived. So it doesn't necessarily mean that whatever your South and North Node are, that you were that all the time. It just means that that's what you were, at least in one of your past life.
Or a most recent incarnation.
Most recent. Like I said, with me, I think I've been in it maybe at least a couple lifetimes. You know, it's in combination with past life regression. And also, my North Node is retrograde. So your North Node and your South Node really can't, like, be retrograde, but it's something with, like, how it's perceived or something like that. I'm not an astrologer, therefore I can't give you the exact reason why it is retrograde and not retrograded. But for me, it indicates that I'm still carrying that with me. Mm-hmm. And you can look all those up. Now, you can go in and look up specific things, or you can do the whole karmic past life report.
This is one of our Astro Chats. We will have more Astro Chats. We hope you guys like these chats, because this is what we're going to be doing occasionally.
So stay tuned. We have Reiki at the end of the episode.
Yes.
And yeah, thanks for listening.
All right.